You're now watching Haunt Talk with your host Scott from Exploring Attractions and Rob from The Howling Hour, home for all things scary and spooky related.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Haunt Talk podcast, your favorite spooky podcast out there. My name is Scott.
And I am Rob.
And we are the Haunt Talk podcast. What's up, everybody? It's episode 13, a very spooky episode 13, I should say.
I say lucky number 13.
I would hope so. Which, you know what? This goes back to what, I was talking about earlier before we hopped on and started recording. It's been a rough morning for me. So maybe 13 has something to do with that. Just a theory.
Possibly.
Just putting it out there.
Possibly. or just a bad Friday morning. That's all.
I know, which is funny because it shouldn't be a bad Friday morning. I'm literally going to Disneyland after this, so I don't know. But anyways, that's not why we're here today. We're here to talk about two specific things. We're here to talk about the Not Scary From Reveal event. The details just got announced, so fun stuff with that. And we're also here to talk about our Fright Fest Magic Mountain hype list, or our anticipation list for all the different haunted mazes. So
yes,
that'll be what we'll be talking about today. And yeah, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button down below, those bell notifications on, and subscribe to the Howling Hour, my lovely co-host Robert. So make sure you subscribe to him as well. And he's already hit 800 subs, so help him get to 900 subs down.
Yeah, let's go.
But we also have a guest lined up next week, which I'm excited about. We have a spooky scare actor guest, which will be announced probably a little bit later this week.
Yeah.
But yeah, so fun stuff coming, and then of course a lot of different haunt things. But before we get into all the details and stuff, Rob, any exciting haunt world stuff that you can think of, smaller topics, anything going on in your life or anything like that?
Oh man, I'm trying to. There's as far as smaller haunts, I'm really excited for the stuff at Castle Dark. They're kind of posting stuff on their Instagram, just their little sneak peeks of different things. But I'm excited. And then there's a couple of Reign of Terror had put out their days that they're going to be open. And if you're not familiar with Reign of Terror, they're I hate to call them a small haunt because they're actual.
They have a big haunt.
Yeah. They have this whole warehouse and they're actually, it's probably the last time I went through it was probably a 20 to 25 minute walkthrough. And it's just different, 5 or 6 themes throughout. So I'm excited for Reign of Terror. They're going to be running, I think starting late September to the first weekend of November. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I think. So definitely, I think they're in Thousand Oaks. So definitely one to check out if you're looking for one of those kind of smaller haunts. But
yeah, it's a bummer because that is one of the furthest haunts away from me. I believe that's further than Magic Mountain.
Really?
Me,
okay.
To be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, I think because with Thousand Oaks, you have to go even I know how you have to go through LA to get to Valencia, but you still have to go deeper into LA.
Yeah.
To get to Thousand Oaks, so it's a little bit longer drive for me, which is a bummer because Reign of Terror is such a great haunt, but eventually I'll get back out there.
Yeah,
because they do deserve their recognition. But yeah, let's see what else is going on. We got Horror Nights coming up.
Yeah, just a couple weeks away, and it's already I would just like to throw this out there because I feel like you've already kind of put it into the world. You're going out to Orlando. In a couple weeks? You got invited, so that's awesome. Congratulations, dude.
Yeah, I try not to pat myself on the back too much with that. Going
it's okay.
To
I'll do
Orlando.
all the padding. I'll do all the padding.
Thanks.
When you told me about it again, I didn't say anything. You do your thing. But you announced it, and I was just super excited for you. I know you're not you're not the one to be I did this, but I'll do it for you. You worked super hard. I know there's a lot of people who work hard, and I don't want to I gotta acknowledge you work so hard and you put in so much effort, and I see not a lot of people see. I see all the effort you put in, all the hard work you put in, all the time you put in, and for Orlando, specifically Orlando, to invite you out, it's just you worked for it, you deserve it, and I'm proud of you, dude.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that a lot. It's true. I don't like to. I like to post about my successes, but I don't like to like come across as like egotistical because for me, like my biggest complaint with like different creators and stuff like that over the years and just like being in this field for such a long time, there's a lot of people who aren't in it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't want to come across as that. Like I want to come across as genuine as possible. That's why I like to talk about like big things, big achievements like this, but even just like small achievements I like to keep between me and you just because like like I'm very humble, but I have you, my hype man, who just like loves to be proud of me. So, but that that's the same with you though. I try to be proud of you.
Yeah,
and you're like,
I know. No, you're right. I'm the same way, and I'm just like, nah. Like anything.
I think we just bounce off each other perfectly.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, no. Congratulations with that, dude, and just the other little kind of achievements you've had, and just acknowledgments you had. Just I feel like this year is a really I want solid year for you, and I'm proud of you, and I can't wait to see like the stuff you do throughout this season. It's gonna be awesome.
All love, man, and I mean you too, because I know how much successes that you've had recently. It's definitely like it's a paying off feeling for me to see one of my other friends succeed the way that I think that they should be succeeding when they deserve it. So, but and I want that for all my friends.
And I think, yeah, and I think that's one sign of like good friendships is between like you, myself, and our other friends is like when we have achievements, small or big, we're always there like, oh, that's awesome, dude, congratulations.
Yeah.
So, and it's just we're all there to kind of elevate each other, and I've told you too all the time, like a big reason any success I've had is pretty much, I mean, I give it to Tony and you, as far as just kind of like Tony bringing me in and kind of helping me along the way, and then you kind of like, I would say like kind of taking the reins and getting me to a different level and just kind of teaching me different things. So, but yeah, it's all love.
Yeah, all love, but it's still your success. It's not my success at all. I'm just a hype man. Anyways, enough patting each other on the back.
Yeah. Let's talk haunt.
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants to hear that forever. Although, who knows? Maybe they do want to hear it forever. But the Not Scary Farm reveal event, which I will be at next week, you weren't able to get tickets, unfortunately. No, you worked, right?
Yeah, I work, so I didn't even try to get tickets. So
yeah, you would have been able to.
Yeah. I just, it's one of those things where it's like during September and October, it's like I gotta pick my days.
Yeah, that's me too. It's like I gotta pick my sacrifices. Like some stuff like I can do, and like get out of work for, but then that means I'm gonna miss something else.
Right.
So it is true. Like working a full-time job, you gotta pick like different priorities as far as different haunts go.
So for me, that was one where I was just like, you know what? There's gonna be so many people there. I'll be able to watch it. The live streams and stuff like that. Yeah, you can live stream it at work. Yeah.
But they revealed like the map, which was cool, and they promised for it to be like an exclusive lights on walkthrough of one of the mazes. Last year it was Origins Curse of Calico, so I was like, okay, they better not do the same exact one because that'll be a little bit of a bummer. You got to keep it fresh, This year, it's been announced that Chilling Chambers will be the lights on and behind the scenes tour, which I am very, very excited for. I thought Origins was cool last year, but Chilling Chambers was definitely like one of my favorite mazes last year. Okay. So I cannot wait to see it with the lights on. One specific reason is because that is an anniversary house, and there's so many hidden Easter eggs in it that I may have missed walking through it during the nighttime. Even though I walked through it a whole bunch, I get to see them with the lights on and see if there's any like specific details that I miss. I'm pretty freaking excited about that.
I'm excited for you because again, I will not be there, but this is a good and bad for me. Them doing this lights on tour. Hopefully, the bad being that like, okay, maybe they didn't change anything from last year because if they're gonna do a lights on tour and there was like any like big kind of big secrets that they're trying to keep, it really not gonna happen, I guess, with the lights on tour. But like you're saying, it is an anniversary house. There's so many Easter eggs in this house, and I feel like just to go through there and kind of be able to take your time and look at stuff with all the details of everything they put together in that maze, is going to be really awesome to see. So again, for me, good and bad. The bad being that maybe they didn't change anything from last year, which it's still a
Right.
solid house, still a solid maze regardless. That's not going to change that fact. But and cool that you get to go in there and see all the little details and, like you said, the Easter eggs and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, I think that, like, it is a little bit like, I mean, it's not worrying. I'm fine if they bring back the exact same, like, maze, just because it was so good, and I
Right.
feel like it's a very good tribute to Knott's Scary Farm. I feel like I'm fine with the same maze 2 years in a row, but then if they go the third year and they don't change anything, that's where I'm like, okay, y'all need to, like, change something. Like, they were talking about Waxworks with at Midsummer, how literally on the fourth year they changed, like, one of the scenes that just didn't really serve a purpose, and they changed it
Right.
to actually have an actor in there. So I thought that was, like, a cool, like, attention to detail type thing that
Yeah.
Knott's did, On top of that, obviously the Legacy Store, that'll be the first night that the Legacy Store is open. The actual event is only running from 7 to 10. I really wish it'd be 7 to 11, because if you account for 7 o'clock is the big presentation, the actual reveal, it takes about an hour long. So then in reality, you only have 2 hours to actually experience the rest of the event. So I really, really hope,
Right.
which I don't know if this is going to happen, if they extend it an hour, but I feel like it should be a total of 4 hours, not a total of 3 hours. That's my only gripe with it. Other than that, everything about this event is very cool. They're going to have, like, meet and greets with the different maze creators. They're going to have like an exclusive souvenir, I believe. They're going to have different food items that you can get. Monsters that will be roaming Ghost Town, and monsters will be roaming, like, the kind of back area where the Legacy Store is at. There are going to be different maze photo opportunities, whatever that entails. I don't know exactly what that entails, but there will be maze photo ops closer to where Origins is at. Let me pull up the map, see if there's anything else I'm missing. Plenty of dining locations.
Yeah. And then, there's going to be a few rides that are going to be open, but, really, I don't think anyone's ever ride the rides.
Yeah, I mean, like, I may take a ride on Ghost Rider if it's 5 minutes, so I'm not going to take
Yeah.
up my space riding the rides.
Yeah. Like, all right, guys.
But Ghost Rider,
45
Silver
minutes.
Bullet, and Sierra Sidewinder's open, so that's cool. And then Conjures, is that like a show?
A
That's number
sneak
10.
eek. Yeah.
A sneak eek. Let's see, where's number 10 at? Yeah, and maybe a show.
It looks like a show or something. Like
or
maybe a
sneak
little small show.
Oh, so they're doing that creator Q&A, the meet and creep inside the Birdcage Theater.
Okay.
I love how Knott's is, like, doing different, like, puns, if you will, with these names. Park Decor 8:15, makeup demo 9 p.m. That's cool.
That is really cool. Hopefully
And
with that makeup, they'll probably have some of the makeup artists out there.
I know, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Demonstrating it.
Yeah.
And then, you do have, of course, the wardrobe, the Wicked Wardrobe in Town Hall. So they'll have different, like, costumes that they've used over the years.
Very cool.
Or Not Scary Farm.
Very
But yeah,
cool.
overall, there are some pretty cool, like, opportunities. They definitely changed it up compared to last year. They expanded a little bit, because I don't believe Sierra Sidewinder was open last year. I think it was just Silver Bullet and Ghost Rider. So they definitely expanded it, but I'll be excited. I definitely have, like, a plan of attack this year. Last year, I rushed to Origins because I was like, that's going to be the most popular thing. I was wrong. The Legacy Store was the most popular thing. So after I did Origins, the Legacy Store was like an hour away, and I was like, well, crap. So I think this year I'm going to go to Legacy Store first and then Chilean Chambers, because literally even after the Legacy Store that I walked through, like the last 45 minutes that the event was running, Origins had, like, no wait. And that's because the Lights on Tour is like, you're not going with a guide, you're just going at your own pace, which I think is really cool. So everyone can kind of stop and take pictures where they want, rather than just completely being, like, ushered all the time or having a guide with you, which I think it makes the line flow, and it also just makes for, like, a cool experience to take photos with the lights on in one of your favorite houses, or favorite mazes, I should say.
Right. That sounds pretty cool. I know you're pretty strategic when you go to these things. So, but yeah,
I try, man. I try.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, if there's a guide I'm gonna follow, I'm gonna run it by you first. But But yeah, no, I obviously, I watched, a few friends' videos from last year, and even when they were live streaming, and the Legacy store was packed. So yeah,
And that was the first year they ever did it, so we'll see
Right.
how it does this year.
Yeah, it could be completely different this year. I just think, like last year, they revealed a lot of the merch, especially because it was a 50th anniversary merch. Everyone had to get their hands on it, and I'll say this: I did not get to go for the reveal night last year, but I did swing by. I think the following night because again, I don't know.
I think you went like the day after to see the Legacy store.
And legit, like me and Robin just parked across the street and then walked over, and we were there for like 20-30 minutes. Picked up my stuff, walked around, and I was just like, this is pretty cool. And then we left. So, and there was no wait, nothing. So, also another option for those of you who can't make the Nightmares Reveal event is if you're trying to get into that Legacy store, maybe the day after or a couple days later, it's also an option for you.
Exactly, yeah. And like I said, for those of you guys who aren't able to make it, there will be live streams all over the place from creators and Knotts themselves. So definitely plenty of places to watch it and find out exactly what is coming to Knott's Scary Farm 2024 this year. So pretty exciting stuff, man. I'm like really excited for the reveal event. Also, huge shout out to Knotts for having me out to that because this is the first year. Last year, I went to the opening night media party. And this year will be the first time I get to actually experience the reveal of it. All right, but now let's move into our anticipation list for this year's Fright Fest at Magic Mountain. Fright Fest Extreme.
Yeah, let's go extreme.
I feel like the best way to do this is just to read off our rankings all at once, and then we'll kind of talk about our list and why we did it. Okay. So I'll let you go first as I try to freaking make my throat sound better.
I had a question, though. And we're just doing the new houses, right? Not the...
No, I ranked them all.
Oh, geez, Scott.
Yeah.
Killing me.
Okay, I'll go first. Hold on.
Okay, you go first, and let me... Okay, hold on.
We keep it genuine here. We don't hide this stuff.
Yeah, we don't hide this stuff. Okay.
Crap. All right, here we go.
All right, go ahead.
So, there's a total of 11 mazes this year coming to Fright Fest Extreme. 5 or 4 of which are new. I don't know the exact amount.
I think it's 6. Actually, no. Well, technically 6 are new because Aftermath is like new.
Yeah.
I don't know how you want to do that.
Well, you'll be surprised by my list as well as everybody else will be surprised by my list. Keep in mind these are our opinions, so we'd love to know what your lists are down below. There's a total of 11 this year. I'm going to start from most anticipated to least anticipated. Okay. So for number 1, I have Trick or Treat. For number 2, I have Army of the Dead. For number 3, I have Aftermath Nocturnal Hunt.
Okay,
I was expecting an interesting reaction. Number 4, I have Stranger Things. Number 5, I have The Conjuring Universe. Number 6, I have the Truth or Dare maze. Number 7 is a Saw Anniversary maze. Number 8 is Condemned. Number 9 is Willoughby's. Number 10 is Vault 666. And number 11 is Sewer of Souls.
Okay. I think
Are you ready for your list?
I am almost ready. I'm just throwing... Okay. All right, I got them. I'm ready. Are you ready?
Cool. Shoot, yeah.
Okay, so for me, number 1 is Trick or Treat. Number 2 is The Conjuring. Number 3 is Stranger Things. Number 4 is Army of the Dead. 5 is Saw. 6 is Willoughby's. 7 is Aftermath. 8 is Condemned, the forever condemned house. 9 is Truth or Dare. 10 is Sewer of Souls. And 11 is Vault 666.
Wow, we have 2 completely different lists right there.
Yeah, kind of, a little bit different.
Here's my reasoning for some of it. Number 1, I mean, Trick or Treat is like it's like it has to be number 1.
Yeah.
Trick or Treat was amazing at Horror Nights, and I feel like since now they're doing like a different twist at Six Flags, with like going into Sam's lair and everything.
Yeah.
Like I think that's so cool and unique. So I definitely think that Trick or Treat belongs at number one. I feel like it's the most like original slash IP concept kind of mix that they have this year, which I think is really cool, if that makes any sense.
Okay. No.
Aftermath being so high, yes, it is probably going to have a lot of the same stuff. However, since they are actually investing and changing up, I feel like it's going to be slightly better, and I'm pretty excited for it.
Okay.
Army of the Dead being high too, I just like that. I mean, the Aftermath location is literally the perfect location for Army of the Dead.
Right.
So when they add different IP elements into it, I think that it'll make it even better than Aftermath was. So I think that is a reason for me having it so high. Saw being a little bit lower for me. I'm just not the biggest fan of the Saw series.
Okay.
I loved the Saw maze during Scream Break, and like the fact that they changed it up from Fright Fest last year. But for me, like, I'm not the biggest fan of the series. Like, I'm not super invested in that series, so that's why it's a little bit lower on my list. Stranger Things is at number 4, and I think some people will be shocked that's not in the top 3. Only reason why Stranger Things is lower is because budgeting purposes. Like, we all know Six Flags doesn't have the budget as some haunts do. So with Stranger Things, there is a lot of different like specific things that they need to pull off that I hope that they're able to pull off. So for me, like, I'm kind of 50-50 on it.
Okay.
I still think, however, that Fright Fest is going to knock it out of the park with Stranger Things. So like, I think that they're going to shock us for sure. And then Super the Souls at the bottom. I feel like they should have got rid of Super the Souls. It's pretty much the same every single year as Willoughby's is, but the difference is Willoughby's is like very like it's technologically advanced for its time with the different elements that they use, and I feel like I always get really good scares in there. And Truth or Dare is higher on my list because I thought that they really improved Truth or Dare like very well last year, so that's why it's a little bit higher on my list. And that's kind of like the breakdown of my rankings, I feel.
Okay, no, solid list. Your opinion. I'm right there with you. Trick or Treat being number 1, just because, like you were saying, we've seen it at Horror Nights, and it's not. That's movie status as far as the one we got over there, and this is more. I think it was like the graphic novel or like the comic.
Yeah, yes.
So we're gonna get something different. It's not, like you were saying, we're gonna get Sam's Lair and just different things that we haven't seen. So that's why. And then it's just a great property, and I feel like Trick or Treat at a Fright Fest event. I don't think Trick or Treat is one of those. Like I'll say Stranger Things. Like Stranger Things, I feel like sometimes when I look at it, it's big. It's very big kind of property. Whereas Trick or Treat, I feel is very, it's haunted house status. You can do a haunted house with Trick or Treat, and that's what I think.
Right. Yeah.
That's gonna work here. I know The Conjuring was there last year, and maybe for me it's number 2, and maybe some people might have it a little lower. I just think I was really happy with what I saw last year, so.
Okay.
I'm excited to see what they're gonna do this year. I could be completely wrong, and they could just be like, "All right, we're just gonna add a couple characters in there, and we're gonna leave everything the same." Who knows? But I don't think that's what will happen. I think they'll make little improvements. But I mean, Saw I have right kind of in the middle, along with Aftermath. They're right there in the middle. Saw I am a fan of the property. It was there last year, and like you're saying, when the improvements that they made from Fright Fest to Scream Break, I was happy with. So I know that they know how to make improvements and how to improve, just certain the layout and just add things to kind of make the house more scary and more entertaining. So I do have some faith in them. Willoughby's is still one of my favorite. If there were no IPs there, Willoughby's would be number 1 for me because it has been for years. I love Willoughby's, just everything about it. The scares are really good. There's this plexiglass scare that I know it's there, and they get me all the time. So and just the aesthetic of the house, it looks you feel like you're walking through like an old house, different parts of it. For me, I will agree with you. They made improvements on Truth or Dare from last year to the previous year. But just for me, it's kind of lower on the list just because, I've seen it. I really don't know how much more they can improve on it, aside from maybe adding more characters. And then I'm right there with you with kind of Sewer Souls. And I feel the same with like Vault 666. They've been there for a while. It's kind of the same thing. They really don't change too much in there, so that's why it's at the bottom of my list. And I will say this one thing as far as the Condemned House. I'm glad they changed it back to the Condemned like Scary House and not the house party that we got at Scream Break, because I really did want.
That was their biggest mess up last year.
And again, credit to them. I feel like maybe they've heard not the complaints, but heard just the
feedback.
There you go, the feedback from people. Because I think Screen Break, the house party fits the vibe. The house party didn't fit the vibe of Fright Fest. So I like that they brought back the scary Condemned House.
Absolutely, man. I think those are two solid lists. I think that it's good with how different they are.
Yeah.
So that way people can kind of get two different sides of our thought process. But like I said, let us know down below in the comments section what your rankings are. We'd love to see them. But I think that was a good episode.
Yeah, for sure.
We covered quite a bit,
Yeah.
If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button down below with those bell notifications on. There's a playlist on my channel that you can see all the Haunt Talk episodes. And make sure to subscribe to the Howling Hour also down below in the description and help him get to 1,000 subscribers because he deserves it. So, with that, we will have a scare actor guest next week, which will be exciting. So stay tuned for that, as well as more content coming out soon on our social media. But as for today, my name is Scott.
And I am Rob.
And you guys have been watching the Haunt Talk podcast. We'll catch you guys in the next one. And make sure to keep exploring. And with that note, stay spooky.